failed at the legislative building. The House voted 48 to 67 on Monday night against a bill after a barrage of opposition, including no's from 30 Republicans. A special meeting of the Greenville City Council was held on Monday evening to accept the resignation of Mayor Alan Thomas. Thomas is stepping down to take a new job at the Global Trans Park in Kinston later this week. Mayor Thomas told WNCT News,
"It's always an emotional time when you have to leave a chapter of anywhere in life that you've been for over 6 years. A good period of time."
Authorities have recovered the body of a man who drowned at a Forsyth County lake on Sunday. 19-year-old Terrell DeQuan Smith of Walkertown has been identified as the victim. Carla Reed is a neighbor of the young man and tells WFMY News,
"Hug your kids tonight, because no kid should die like this."
The EU has just hit Google with a record $2.7 billion antitrust fine for favoring its own shopping service. European Commission Competition Chief Marguerite Vestager says
Google has abused its market dominance in its search engine by promoting its own shopping comparison service in its search results and demoting its competitors.
You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's a look what we have at ACCSports.com today. We turn our attention to recruiting. Who's NC State's running back of the future? And can the Wolfpack hold on to 4-star quarterback commit Devin Leary? To get all that insider information you need to know, head to ACCSports.com. Over at the ACC Analytics page, we take a look inside the playbooks at Duke and UNC to see how the Blue Devils and Tar Heels will utilize some of their perimeter options next season, including Grayson Allen, Kenny Williams, Joel Berry, and Cameron Johnson. To get all the stats and video breakdown you need, head to the ACC Analytics tab. Our 2017 ACC Football magazine is out. You can order your copy online or pick one up at Barnes & Noble. For the latest news on the Wolfpack, Tar Heels, Deacons, Blue Devils, and the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCSports.com. I'm Brian Geisinger.
The stage is set for Bill Cosby's next legal challenge. Correspondent Shirley Smith reports.
A hearing is scheduled for today to set a trial date in a lawsuit accusing Bill Cosby of sexually assaulting a teenager at the Playboy Mansion more than 40 years ago. She accuses him of forcing her to perform a sex act on him in a bedroom at the mansion when she was 15 years old. The hearing comes less than 2 weeks after a Pennsylvania jury deadlocked on criminal charges against Cosby. A mistrial was declared June the 17th on charges that he drugged and molested former Temple University director of women's basketball at a suburban Philadelphia home in 2004. His legal team declared victory after the mistrial, though the Pennsylvania prosecutors vowed to retry him. I'm Shirley Smith.
A court-appointed trustee has recovered more money for the victims of Wall Street swindler Bernard Madoff. CBS's Vicki Barker has the latest.
After 8 years of litigation, it's settled. More than $23 million will be seized from the estates of Madoff's late sons, Andrew and Mark, and related defendants. That's how much trustee Irving Picard calculated was a product of their father's fraud. And it means he has now managed to recover about 2/3 of the estimated $17.5 billion he believes Madoff lost or stole from his clients over 3 decades. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Commercial passenger airports are vital to keep the state's economy moving. That from North Carolina Chamber's Lou Ebert, who says it's vital to keep directing resources towards Charlotte Douglas, RDU, and Piedmont Triad International.
They're kind of an economic force multiplier. And I think that that's certainly what Charlotte has seen the greatest benefit from. We've probably seen their airport expand the best with the most connections.
Mike Trayley, NCN News.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The White House is warning Syria that action may be taken if Bashar Assad's government is planning a chemical attack like the one that took place in April. British officials say they would back the U.S. in the event of a possible preemptive strike as well.
Michael Fallon was a believer of the U.S. rationale back in April.
We fully supported the last strike that took out the aeroplanes and the support that they required to drop chemical weapons.
So, if a similar scenario were to present itself again,
we'll support that too.
But not everybody is buying into that narrative. Investigative journalist Seymour Hersh has told the German paper Der Welt that the president issued the April strike despite having been warned by the U.S. intelligence community that it had found no evidence linking Assad. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Republicans and Democrats at the White House on the Capitol reacting to the Congressional Budget Office score on the GOP Senate health care bill. In Washington, ABC's Emily Rao.
Last-minute negotiations continue, but now 6 senators say they'll vote no on the health care bill. Senator Susan Collins now joining that no column. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says the bill would leave 22 million more Americans uninsured over the next decade. Vice President Mike Pence will host a dinner for a group of undecided senators on Tuesday night, trying to make the case for a measure that would slash Medicaid spending by $800 billion. In Washington, Emily Rao, ABC News.
As the 4th of July approaches, there's a reminder to people there's a huge risk of wildfires out there, especially with almost 24 fires ranging in 7 states. If a road trip is in your Independence Day plans, you'll find gas prices down another 5 cents a gallon on average. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy.
Believe it or not, it's going to be the cheapest July 4 to hit the road since 2005. And for among the first times ever, likely to be cheaper than on New Year's Day.
Prices dropped another nickel just this week. You're listening to ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be, well, like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is different. It doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them. With its powerful technology, ZipRecruiter distributes your job everywhere it needs to be to find the right candidates. In fact, over 80% of jobs on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just one day. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
Used by businesses of all sizes, ZipRecruiter offers the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio for your free trial. ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio.
New insight into the deadly collision involving a U.S. destroyer and a much bigger cargo ship off the coast of Japan. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
What may be the first account of the collision that claimed 7 American lives, attributed to the captain of the cargo ship that struck it. Reuters reporting the skipper told the ship's owners he flashed lights to signal the USS Fitzgerald before the crash, and that the destroyer failed to take evasive action, suddenly veering into the ship's path.
ABC News has not independently confirmed that Reuters report. The captain's account, Navy officials investigating have not commented either. Yale University suing Connecticut after the state building inspector's office denied the school's request for an exemption from building codes requiring a certain number of bathrooms to be assigned by gender. Yale wanted to open up more bathrooms to either gender to be gender inclusive. Hard to believe it, but this is an anniversary for the automated teller machine.
It has been 50 years since the first automated teller machine. It was introduced in London for Barclays Bank in 1967. ATMs became ubiquitous in the 1990s, and there are now 400,000 in the U.S. alone. At first, there was worry the machine would replace the human teller, but banks ended up hiring more tellers because ATMs kept the cost of operating a branch low, more open. Now the question is whether those tellers and the ATM can survive the next 50 years as consumers move from cash to electronic payments. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
This is ABC News.
Brought to you by Attorney Tax. If you're in trouble with the IRS and owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, the IRS is now offering a special program called the Fresh Start Initiative, which can offer significantly reduced settlements that can reduce your liability by thousands of dollars. You may qualify for substantial relief and even forgiveness. See if you qualify and get the help you need by calling the Consumer Hotline, 800-535-3787. That's 800-535-3787.
I'm Sherry Preston.
You know, Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road in Spindale, has been part of the family for years. Your granddad, your dad, and now this generation is depending on the great inventory, excellent service, and better pricing. Listen to some of these items we need probably right about now. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 a bag. Dog food, fire and ant killer in spray and granular, flea and tick prevention, carpenter bee traps, weed killer, and so much more. Go see Scott and his team today at 770 Oakland Road, Spindale, and keep the family tradition going. And for do-it-yourself pest control, Come into Oakland Feed and Seed and tell them your pest problem or your weed control problem, and they'll tell you how to solve it. It's just that simple. Go see Scott and his team over at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road there in Spindale.
We'll see variably cloudy skies around the area today, as we may range from mostly cloudy at times to mostly sunny at others. We do have a slight chance of a sprinkle or brief shower as an upper-level disturbance moves through. Highs today will reach about 80 to 86. Then tonight will turn mainly clear behind that system. A little cool with light winds and lows in the mid-50s to around 60. Looks like high pressure dominates Wednesday. Mainly sunny, a little bit warmer, but not humid. Highs about 83 to 88. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Looks like pretty good weather through the week, and even including July 4th. There may be a slight chance of a pop-up afternoon scattered shower. Right now we're 60 degrees, cloudy skies. Should be getting some sun in just a bit here in the foothills of the Carolinas on this terrific Tuesday morning, the 27th day of June. 6 minutes past 7. And we welcome you to the second hour of 3 hours of the morning wake-up call. This is the hour we call around the area and find out what's been happening overnight, get you up to date on what's happening in the news world. We remind you last night, Owls defeated Florence 8-4, and we'll have that game on tonight. Live, the Owls and Martinsville, 7:05 game time this evening. Right now I have these death announcements. William Oliver Keller, age 91, of Lake Lure, died Thursday at Hospice House of Rutherford County, June 22nd. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced later by McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services. Again, that's William Oliver Keller. Ruby Saunders, age 96, of Forest City, passed away Friday at the Hospice House of Rutherford County. The funeral services will be held at noon today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Reverend Bob Philbeck officiating. Burial will follow in Mount Pleasant Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Ruby Saunders. Mr. Donald Clay Harrison, 82, of Mooresboro, died Saturday at his residence. A memorial service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Friday at High Shoal Baptist Church. The Reverend John Godfrey will officiate. Visitation will follow the service in the church. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service is serving the family of Mr. Donald Clay Harrison of Mooresboro. Norman Luther Spivey, age 67, of Mill Spring, passed away Thursday, June 22nd, at his home. Sunday services will be held at 2 o'clock on Sunday, July the 2nd, at Sunnyview Clubhouse, Cooper's Gap Road, Mill Spring. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Norman Luther Spivey. Pam Chapman, age 54, of Rutherfordton, passed away Sunday, June 25th. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, June 28th, at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Reverend Billy Poe Jones and Reverend Mike Cash officiating. Burial will follow in Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service has been entrusted with the arrangements of Pam Chapman of Rutherfordton. Those are the death announcements we have in house this morning. If you want to complete information on these, tune in at 11:35 today. And then again at 5:10 for the afternoon report, and get the complete information on these and others that may come in this morning to WCAB in Rutherfordton. Stand by, Rush Limbaugh Morning Update, and then we'll get to the phones and find out what's been happening around your neighborhood here on the Call Around Report.
The Senate Judiciary Committee finally looking into the possibility of collusion, but nothing to do with Trump, On Friday, committee chairman Chuck Grassley released a statement that cited an April New York Times story about the FBI getting a batch of hacked documents. One of those documents came from a Democrat operative who expressed confidence that Attorney General Loretta Lynch would keep the Clinton email investigation from going too far. The Justice Department ignored a request from the Judiciary Committee to see that email. But the Washington Post independently reported the operative in question was none other than Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz. Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz reportedly emailed somebody at a George Soros organization. The message: Attorney General Loretta Lynch had given private assurances to a Hillary Clinton campaign staffer that the FBI's investigation of Hillary Clinton would not be allowed to go too far. Now, we know Loretta Lynch took a meeting with Bill Clinton on an out-of-the-way airport tarmac. That was right before Comey delivered the news that Hillary would not be prosecuted for mishandling classified data, running a private email server, and deleting tens of thousands of emails that should have been examined as part of the investigation. If the truth ever comes out, the Democrats are going to rue the day they ever screamed about collusion, because they colluded. My friends, there is a common assumption about identity theft. Many people think it's just credit card fraud, but that's only one form of identity theft. And if you're just monitoring your credit and checking your bank statements, you could miss other forms of identity theft, like your personal information being sold on the dark web, or even somebody draining your 401k. It's a good thing there's LifeLock. They use proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a wide range of identity threats. And if you have a problem, one of their U.S.-based restoration specialists will work to fix it. Now, of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. Join now and get 10% off when you visit lifelock.com/rush or call them at 800-440-4833. Make sure you use the promo code RUSH. lifelock.com/rush and save 10%.
Reaching 10 counties from the county seat of Rutherford. This is the mighty 590 WCAB, Rutherfordton.
You know, the 4th of July is the day for family, fun, and music. And WCAB is going to rock your 4th. Starting at 8 a.m. after the morning Colorado report, stay with WCAB as we bring you the music that made America great. From Smokey and the Miracles to Foreigner, Patsy Cline to Carly Simon, Garth Brooks to Rod Stewart, and a whole lot in between. And as you're enjoying the fireworks, make sure you take us with you, because we're going to rock this 4th all the way to midnight. So join WCAB for a rockin' 4th of July starting at 8 a.m. right here on AM 59 WCAB.
Hot temperatures on the highway can be brutal on your automobile. RS Speedy Lube is there to help keep your automobile running clean. Keep the oil changed regularly. They'll check the fluids and vacuum the car. Next door, get the service you need on brakes, radiator, exhaust, CV joints, and radiator flush. RS Service Center also includes service on big trucks and campers. For the best car wash, it's the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash. RS Speedy Lube Service Center is a complete service center inside, outside, and down under Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton.
Thanks very much, Tom. You know, it makes a lot of sense to do business with folks who have earned a great reputation in the community of doing a great job, doing quality work, having quality merchandise, and building their company on trustworthiness. That's the kind of company and reputation that Southern Carpet has, so it makes good sense to do business with Gerald and Lynn and Clayton Tony. Nothing compares to their personalized in-store attention that you get. They never follow you around and back you into a corner, make you buy this is what you need. They'll answer your questions and give you a chance to ask all the questions you want about this material and the history of this, who makes this. And they carry things like Bruce hardwood, Appalachian hardwood, ceramic tile, Armstrong vinyl, Tarkett flooring, and more. Great names with a great company, great people who run it. Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street. Phone number is 245-0310, The website is southerncarpet.net, and they're also on Facebook. So doesn't it just make sense to do business with folks who know what they're doing?
Over 2 months after Lee's surrender at Appomattox, on June 23, 1865, the last Confederate general surrendered. Although he had vowed to never to do so and maintained the news of Lee's surrender was a hoax, we can picture a dignified elderly plantation gentleman stepping forward and handing his sword to a Union colonel. Great visuals, but we would be wrong. The last Confederate general to surrender was Stan Waddy. Stan Waddy was a Cherokee Indian. That's right, a Cherokee Indian. General Waddy was the only Indian to achieve that rank on either side. Stan Waddy was born near Rome, Georgia. A well-educated man, early on he became a tribal leader. Just prior to the Civil War, he became the spokesperson for the Cherokee. When the Civil War broke out, he and many other Cherokee Indians sided with the South. Stan Waddy was made the commander of the Cherokee Mounted Rifles. They did so well that Waddy was commissioned a brigadier general. Most of the battles and skirmishes that the Cherokee Mounted Rifle engaged in were along the eastern part of the Indian Territory, southeastern Kansas, and western Arkansas. His men raided a federal supply train containing Union military uniforms. His wife wrote, "I thought I would send you some clothes, but I hear you have done better by not waiting on me." Following the Civil War, General Stan Waddy returned to the Western Reservation where his tribe had been moved and lived as just another Indian. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
7:17 on the radio this Tuesday morning as we turn to the phones and get all the information we can gather from around the county. First stop, the Sheriff's Department, and the first reporter, Sheriff Chris Francis. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Hope you're doing great.
I am doing good. Thank you for asking.
Yes, sir, man. Loving this kind of weather.
You know, we've been blessed for sure.
What's on the report from your department?
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 177 calls for service. There have been 14 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 205. Among those arrested, Justin Eugene Menace, 22-year-old white male, Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secured bond. Justin Dylan Shane Fowler, 21-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with communicating threats, and we'll get a bond from a district court judge. Joseph Clayton Jones, 33-year-old white male of Shelby, was charged with driving while license revoked, possession of stolen vehicle, careless and reckless driving exceeding the posted speed limit, and received a $10,500 secured bond. The stolen vehicle was reported stolen from Asheville, North Carolina. Julie Marie Yunt, 29-year-old white female of Ruston, was charged with possession of Schedule II and drug paraphernalia and received a $1,500 bond. Adrian Lee Moresi, 29-year-old white female, was charged with burglary and larceny and received a $20,000 secured bond. Among the incidents, we had a break-in and larceny, US 64, where a Dell computer valued at $400 was taken, a shop vac valued at $100, a Hitachi leaf blower valued at $200, and a Sony cyber shop valued at $500 was taken in that incident. We also had a felony larceny on US 64 in a separate incident where a red trailer with four wheels valued at $1,200 was taken. We had a misdemeanor larceny on Andy Drive in Forest City where mail was taken, and we believe a PNC debit card was taken in that incident. We had an obtaining property by false pretense financial card fraud off Dolmans Road in Ellenboro where someone was using the victim's PayPal account in the amount of $486 without authorization. We had a misdemeanor larceny on East Park Road in Ellenboro where a red home light weed eater valued at $169 was taken. We had an illegal dumping off Cox Road where someone dumped building materials onto the property at that location. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Sure, we were kidding the other morning about the fidget spinner that was stolen. I have a story this morning about in Greenville, North Carolina, where some burglars broke into several restaurants in the area. Didn't take any money
all he took was chips, potato chips.
That it never seems to amaze me what people will steal and take. But that fidget spinner was very interesting. But I think we had talked later that they're so common now. I guess it was only a matter of time that one would get stolen.
I guess so. Yes. But anyway, there's plenty of stuff out there in the world. We just got to laugh every once in a while at it anyway, don't we?
Yes, sir, we do.
Sheriff, you have a great day and be safe out there.
Thank you and take care.
See you now. Bye-bye. Sheriff Chris Francis reporting in 20 minutes after 7 this morning.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Victoria is up next from the 911 Communications Center with our report. Good morning, Victoria. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Tell us what's on the report.
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 563 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 56 for emergency medical services, 21 for rescue. Law enforcement had 177 for the Sheriff's Office, 92 for Forest City, 3 for Lake Lure, 27 for Rutherfordton, 54 for Spindale. Fire calls, Rutherfordton had a motor vehicle accident, Spindale had a motor vehicle accident, Cliffside had a power line fire, and that's all.
Thanks, Victoria. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. And it's 22 minutes after the hour.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Doesn't it make sense to do business with folks like that you know, rather than via telephone or internet, somebody you don't know? Call Farm Bureau. That makes good sense to me. 23 past 7. Here's Ruby Taylor down in Danieltown with the SDO Fire District report. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What's on that report?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday counter, I've got Charles Harden, Dorothy Fickcannon, and Phyllis Thompson having birthdays today, and hope these people have a nice day. The signs are in the bows today and tomorrow, and that's all I've got, Jim.
Hope you have a wonderful day, Ruby.
You too, Jim.
Bye-bye. That's Danieltown checking in nice and quiet this morning. One of the things that we get accustomed to sometimes is and take advantage of is our good hearing. And as we get older, many times that hearing fades away. But you know what? You don't have to be an older person to start losing your hearing. Some teenagers start losing their hearing due to loud noise in the ear, maybe industrial noise or whatever the case may be. But it's something that you can find out what's going on real easily, but just to stop in the Miracle Ear office in Forest City and talk with Lisa Terry. She's the hearing specialist, and boy, does she do a great job. All of her customers love her, and she loves what she's doing. And ask about this Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. You hardly know it's there, and it does a fabulous job. Advanced technology, directional focus, feedback cancellation, cuts out that whistling noise that you've heard before, personalized listing. And ask about the specials they have going too. Miracle Ear Sound Facts, long-time company. It's a worldwide company, but they're made in the U.S. of A. Call Lisa Terry at 368-4126. 368-4126 in Forest City, or 704-750-2. Let me back up. 704-750-0215 over in Shelby. Find out about the miracle in Miracle Ear. And we're checking in on Steve now. Let's make sure he's being a good boy up there at Romney Ball. Steve, good morning. How you doing?
time. Doing well this morning, Jim. I hope you are too.
I am indeed, yes, sir.
All right, beautiful, crisp morning. Let me close this window so I don't have to hear these tractors driving by. It's 60 degrees and feels good outside. Got a big golf tournament this morning. The Carolina Golf Association's here, and they're in Bald Mountain, and they're wide open. So they're going to pretty much take that course today, and everybody else gets to play Apple Valley. So,
and where are they from?
You know what? I don't know the details on them. Yeah. To be honest with you, I've heard about them, and I haven't ever really, found out where they're from. So,
well, we're glad they're here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely spending some money today, so that's good.
Good.
We welcome them. So, pretty quiet last night. My midnight guy tells me that it was very quiet, actually. And in the last 24 hours, we haven't had any problem issues to report. The driving conditions are good, no rain. Doesn't look like there's any rain in the near future in the forecast, so the lows aren't that, the highs aren't that bad the next couple days. So enjoy this weather before the really hot stuff gets here, because it's right around the corner, I'm afraid.
If this good weather would just hold out through July 4th, while folks are out celebrating, it'd be great, won't it?
Well, what's going to happen is we have thunderstorms every year. Usually a lot of the tents get knocked over.
Yeah.
That's kind of a routine. Last year we got a break from it, so let's see what happens this year. But we're in full 4th of July preparation mode, so
good.
We're all about that.
Good.
So
let freedom ring.
There you go, and we'll do it too.
Listen, Steve, you ought to have a great day up there, and we'll check back in with you tomorrow.
Okay, Jim. See you.
See ya. Well, you have an Owls game tonight on the radio. We had them last night. They won. We'll play again tonight against Martinsville. That's 7:05 game time here on the radio. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. Of course, you probably already recognize this, but the Rutherford County landfill and all the convenience centers will be closed July 4th, and they're asking you do not leave your trash pile in front of the closed centers. You'll be charged if they find out who it is. Now let's head up toward Hudlow Volunteer Fire District. That's where we'll find Mr. Bob Hodge. Bob, good morning.
Well, good morning on this nice, cool morning.
It's a beautiful morning, isn't it?
It's a beautiful June morning here. I tell you what, there we had some of them hot temperatures back a year or two ago there, but it sure beats 90 degrees, don't it?
It sure does. I like this weather. Of course, the humidity is getting up here pretty good, but the temperature is going to stay pretty good today. I don't think, according to the report I have today, it's not supposed to get over 79, which is a bump it up on 80, which is pretty warm, but it could be 99.
That's right. It could be for this time of year. You know, we're getting up here close to July.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there'll be a lot of people going on vacation this weekend, and
I suspect the roads will be full.
That's right. I remember years ago when all the plants in the county, about all of them closed on July the 4th week, and that's the only time you had vacation. Everybody give it on July the 4th, so years ago there, but so if you had to go on vacation, you had to take it July the 4th week there, but they've kind of changed that around now, so a little different.
Yeah, the shifts and plants are really kind of odd now. You work, 10 or 12 hours in 2 or 3 days, and you're off 3 or 4 days. It's kind of an odd way to work, but I guess that's how they want to get it done.
Yeah, a lot of them does that there now. And like when I worked for the county there, I worked 24 on, 48 off there. So But them 24 hours got long sometimes there.
I can imagine, yeah. You're talking about plants. I just noticed I have an article today in the day's paper I'll be sharing a little bit after 8 o'clock this morning that Everest textile plant that's coming to Forest Hill has been temporarily shut down. According to the Federal Occupational Health and Safety Administration, the Raleigh office official complaint was filed, which led to an on-site inspection from OSHA, and formal investigation by OSHA is ongoing, and so the shutdown was ordered by the town of Forest City. So Everett Textile is on a temporary shutdown, so I don't know how long that's going to last, but hopefully they'll get that squared away soon.
Yes, I read that. Looked like it's more for safety violations or something there, so maybe he'll reopen pretty soon.
I hope so.
Jim, up here with our fire department, it's been pretty quiet all night. We answered one medical call. That's about it. Didn't have any fire calls, so things are running along good up here this morning. And you have a good day, Jim, and I'll be talking to you in the morning.
Bobby, enjoy your day too, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Bob Hodge up at Hudlow Volunteer Fire District. Well, don't carry this around with you too long. That exhaust system that needs repairing. Exhaust systems can be a kind of a treacherous kind of thing if you know you've got something going on there. Take it over to Jackson Custom Muffler and Exhaust System. Don't let just any old brother-in-law work on it because he thinks he knows how. It needs to be done right. And Jackson Custom Muffler and Exhaust System have been doing it right for a long time. They got over 16 years experience. And if you bring your automobile to Jackson Custom Muffler and Exhaust System, it'll be done right. If it has to be done, has to do with mufflers and exhaust system. You can't find a better operation than Jackson Custom Muffler and Exhaust System. You'll find them over there, a big exhaust, big muffler out front of the building there, right across the road from Staley Pallets in West Main Street, just up a couple of doors away from Southern Carpet. And they're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays 8 to 12. And here's a phone number if you want to give them a call to set up a time to come by. It's 245-6727, 245-6727. Qualified employees with 16 years experience. Don't let just anybody do a job like that. It needs to be done right. Jackson Custom Muffler and Exhaust System, Foss City. 32 now past 7. And we're going over to Cherry Mountain Fire District and check in with Sue Price to see what's new over there. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You doing well, I hope?
I am.
Good.
Doing good. Got a nice morning over here. It's so pretty out there. Got to 57 degrees, so that's a nice temperature for June. And we got no calls from the fire department. I have absolutely no birthdays on my calendars for today. Nobody celebrating anywhere. That's kind of unusual, but anyway, I hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary has a real good day today. They've got a pretty day for it. And in my announcements, First Broad is having their vacation Bible school this week. It starts at 6:15. The Ellenboro Women's Club's taking orders for baked goods, and that pickup day's coming up June 29th, so that's just right around the corner. If you're thinking about needing any baked goods for the weekend, this would be a good place to get them. You can call Carol at 453-7768 or Jane at 245-2008. And those ladies are good cooks. And I think that's the only announcements I have. It's just not too much going on over this way that I know of. But anyway, we hope everybody will have a good day today. And I enjoyed the music this morning. It was so pretty.
Thank you.
I like that Two Shoes song. That's just real sweet.
Yeah. It's an old one by the Inspirations.
I guess everybody's had somebody they prayed for a long time and finally see it happen. It's a good thing.
A rewarding moment.
Well, you have a good day, Jim.
Thank you, Sue. I hope you do too. And tell Richard hello, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Cherry Mountain reporter Sue Price, 734. We're being kind today to Alma Tony. Alma Tony lives over in the Six Points community, turns 90 today, so we want to wish her a happy birthday. Alma Tony, our Be Kind To person of the day. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304.
It's a for sure thing. Sisk Family Ford in Forest City is earning a quality reputation for offering an attractive inventory of new and used cars and trucks. If you want a new Ford truck, you'll be a smart shopper to let Sisk Family Ford quote you a deal. From a car for the newlywed to the car for the large family, let the Sisk Family Company help your family get the best deal. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
We're going upstate Union Mills this morning to get the Kelly Report, and nobody I know better to do that than Brenda Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this nice, terrific Tuesday morning?
I am feeling good. Feeling good.
I know it. You can't help but feel good, and you wake up and it's in the 50s and the sun's shining and the birds are singing. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking these early morning daybreaks. It's when I get up early, it's 4:30, and by the time I get to work, the morning is breaking already. I kind of like that early daybreak.
It is. It's nice, and especially when it's cool. I told Todd, I said, this is like the middle of October.
Yeah, really. But I'm
enjoying it.
It's going to get hot, though.
I know it. It will, but it won't be long till we blink our eyes, and it'll be fall of the year, and we'll have this every morning.
We'll be guessing when it's going to be the first snowfall.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I was just looking at the calendar. Sunday was the 25th. It's 6 months from that's Christmas.
Shut your mouth.
And it'll be. Think how fast this first hype is gone.
Oh boy, it has zoomed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. But that's okay. And I'm glad to hear that you're doing what you're going to do for the 4th.
Yeah, that's going to be
music.
Good. That's going to be good. I think you'll enjoy that.
I know I will.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
We're just going to put everything on hold and just play music all day.
I don't know who was in the car with me one day last week, and they said, "Oh, that is that such and such a radio station?" I don't even know which radio station they said. I said, "No, that's WCAB out of downtown Whiteside Road in Ruffin."
Well, you keep talking good about us.
I will. I ain't got nothing bad to say, except I don't like Rush Limbaugh, but that's all right. There's a lot of people that do. So
yeah, that's right.
You have to try to please everybody. I understand that.
For every 10 that do, there's probably 2 that doesn't.
No, for every 2 that does, there's 10 that don't.
Well, I don't know. According to our surveys, there's a lot of people that do. They listen to part of it. They don't listen the whole 3 hours, of course. They're in and out with them. They'll catch them maybe the first hour or the second or third.
Yeah.
Or they're in and out through the time. I don't know of anybody that sits and listens to the 3 full hours of it.
Yeah.
I can't even take that.
That's a little bit much. To me, about 3 minutes of him is all I can stand, and then it's depressing. So I don't need to be depressed.
No, you need to be cheered up.
Do what?
You need to be cheered up. That's
right. I need to hear that good music that makes me have memories of good things that happened years ago.
There you go.
I've got 54 degrees on the front porch this morning. Birthdays and anniversaries. We've got Frank and Tennessee Connor, Sherry Crook, Anna Weiss, and Jennifer Gear. I don't have any on Round Hill or Macedonia, either one, but we do have a community luncheon at the Union Mills Community House today at noon. Bring up whatever you want to eat and put it on the table, and everybody just sits down and eats. And in ways of announcements, this is for Jay Coon. He asked me Saturday if I'd heard anything about the fireworks or anything going on at Gilkey. So, Jay, if you're listening, this is for you. The old Gilkey School and the Ruatan Club, the 4th of July celebration, 4 p.m. until after fireworks on the 4th. And the fireworks, they said, are the best ever this time. They've had a lot of donations for them, so they said that they're going to have beautiful fireworks, and they're going to have bingo, cakewalk, bouncy house, wrestling, tractor show, music by Clock Road Band, homemade ice cream, hot dogs, and hamburgers. So that sounds like a bunch of fun to me.
Sounds like a big time, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to go to that. I've been going to that for years and years. I can remember when little man was so little. He was just a few months. Well, let's say he was probably a year old because he was born on the 3rd of July. So the next year he was a year old, and we took him in a stroller. And he just had a fit. He liked them fireworks at a year old, and I've been going ever since. And he'll be 24 next week.
That's a good tradition.
Yeah. And then the Union Mills Presbyterian Church is having vacation Bible school. It started last night, but it'll go through Wednesday the 28th from 6 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., and anybody 5 and up can go. Then the Union Mills Learning Center on Friday, July the 7th, is going to have a meal beginning at 6 p.m., and that'll be $5, and it's green beans, corn, slaw, tomatoes, rolls, dessert, and drink. And music begins at 7 p.m. with homegrown and Carolina crossroads. There's no admission for the program, but they do have a tip jar. And other than that, I don't know of anything going on.
I thought maybe you might be one of those wrestlers. You're not going to get in the ring this time?
Well, 20 years ago I might have. I said something the other day, you look around and I don't mind telling my age. I'm 73 years old. But I look around and I see people that's 10 and 15 years younger than me that their health is so bad they can't hardly walk. They can't hardly... some of them's in wheelchairs. Some of them's in nursing homes,
Right.
And I think, thank you, God, for my health.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm still a pretty strong person. I ain't no 90-pound weakling, but
I wouldn't want to do an arm wrestle with you.
Well, I don't know anymore. I hadn't thought about arm wrestling in a long time. We used to do that all the time.
Well, we'll get up a tournament.
Okay. Of people that's 65 and older.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe the senior center ought to pull something like that, have an arm wrestling contest.
and Herman Jones could get in on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We may have created something here this morning.
There you go.
Well, listen, you have a wonderful day up there.
You have a good one. We'll catch you later.
See you, Brenda. Bye-bye. Okay. That's the Kelly Report out of Union Mills. 42 past 7. We're being kind to Alma Tony today over 6 points. She turns 90 today.
Those facing cancer don't have to do it alone. Rutherford Regional's Cancer Resource Center offers patient navigation, experienced nurses who are there to provide information, support, and guidance when you need it most. In many cases, our nurse navigators are available to attend doctor visits with you to provide explanations about your treatment. The Cancer Resource Center is located just off Business 74 in Forest City next to Belk. For information, call 828-245-4596 or visit www.myrutherfordregional.com/cancer.
I say good morning to Herman Jones in Cliffside. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jim. You well and happy?
I'm loving this day.
Yep. Yes, looks like it's going to be a pretty good day.
We've decided we want you to take something over to the senior center and see if you can create a new event for them over there. Arm wrestling. Did you ever do any of that?
Any what now?
Arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe
years ago.
Maybe y'all can start a new tournament over at the senior center and get some of the guys to have a tournament with that. That'd be kind of exhilarating.
It might be interesting.
Yeah. And if the guys don't want to do it, bring some of the women in. You could arm wrestle some of them.
You'd never win.
You better not.
Well, we'll try it. We'll talk about it, see what we can come up with.
What's going on down there?
Jim, it's quiet down here. A little bit on the... I don't know. It's kind of cool this morning to me. In the house, I hadn't been outside, but I hope it's a nice day.
Well, it's got to be a nice day, beautiful day.
Yeah, if it don't get too hot. Let's see. As far as I know, everything else is going along real well, Jim. I don't even have a birthday, anniversary, or anything this morning.
Okay. Well, listen, you enjoy your...
Already.
Go ahead.
Already had my cereal and coffee and ready to go.
You're good to go then.
Yep.
Well, enjoy it, and I'll see you back here next time.
All right, appreciate it, Jim. You be good.
Thanks, Herman. Bye.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I
have...
told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245...
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. Well, let's see. We got Owls tonight. Tomorrow night we have Owls game. That's an afternoon game, I believe, on Wednesday. Is that right? Yeah, 12 noon. Let me look down the schedule here. Owls on Thursday night. Owls on Friday night. And then the Braves back in action on Saturday, the first day of July. Then the Braves on Sunday. So we got a lot of Owls games this week on the radio, and they're doing quite well. They won again last night, 8-4. They're in number one position right now, I believe. And the number one man in Ellenboro is Luther Gilligan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We're having a great day down here.
Well,
the sun's up, now I'm up. Hey, it makes a good pair.
Ain't life good?
We're going down here. We're going to... I don't know about that. We're going out. Maybe that gas station anyway. But it's quiet this morning. Nothing going on this morning. The city park department, they had 3 medical calls yesterday. One yesterday daytime, one about 8 o'clock last night, one about 2 o'clock this morning. But other than that, they're quiet now. They've settled down. Hope we stay quiet for a day. If nothing else going on around, I see we're going to have Glenn Petty. He's going to have a birthday. Well, he is having a birthday today, so if he has a good day and enjoys his day, and nothing else going on again, you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. Have a good one now, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
All right, bye.
Take care.
That's the Ellenboro Reporter this morning. It's now time for birthdays and anniversaries for this Tuesday, the 27th day of June. If you're one of those folks celebrating, call it in to us, and we'll put you in the drawing for a cake from Granny B's. And we'll have a good time with the cake party, your birthday, and anniversary. All that straight ahead, 287-3356.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Got a big event coming up this week with July 4th. Be sure you get some of those pedophores from Granny B's, or maybe if you got a group coming over for some games, get a bag of those sub sandwiches with your choice of pita bread, honey wheat, or regular sub bun. They got 20 choices from Granny B's. They're in Spindale, and that phone number is 286-9012. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Alma Tony of 6 Points. Alma turns 90 today, so we want to wish her a happy birthday. Other folks celebrating on the 27th include Frank and Tinsy Connor anniversary, Sherry Crook birthday, Anna Weiss is having a birthday, and Jennifer Gear also celebrating a birthday today. Danny Bailey over in Ellenboro is having a birthday today as well. We're going to put him in the drawing for the cake. Danny Bailey celebration.
I look forward every summer to several weeks of vacation at our friend's cabin at beautiful Higgins Lake, located in the northern portion of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. This is a wonderful location for renewing my physical and spiritual batteries. I need these times of refreshing in part because of my nature. I am a doer and feel that if things are going to happen, it depends on me. I tend to carry more stress than I should and make life less restful than necessary. One summer, I was particularly stressed. During that week of vacation, I was reading from the Bible, and a particular verse seemed to jump off the page just for me. The passage was telling about a group of people who were facing formidable opposition from outside enemies. Their failed course of action was one of rugged individualism, a we can do it by ourselves mentality. But God wanted them to come to Him for help. He wanted them to let Him provide deliverance. God says to them through the prophet Isaiah, "In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength." As I read that verse, I thought some of it surely fit me. My spirit had not been particularly quiet, and I was not trusting as I should. Consequently, my inner strength and energy was being sapped. As I began to rely less on myself and more on God, I was wonderfully renewed. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
And a big congratulations going out to Danny Bailey of Ellenboro. He won the cake this morning from Granny B's. Congratulations, Danny. We'll have that certificate over here for you. Now hang around. Third hour is going to be kind of busy this morning. We have Andrew Tisdale in at the top of the hour, a little after 8 o'clock. And then at 8:35 this morning is Tracy Williams, Executive Director of Youth Empowerment, here to talk about what they're doing over there and how maybe you might get involved with that. All that's here, right here. Keeping you informed as well as entertained, our goal for the Mighty 590 at Northland Cable Channel 5 and streaming on the World Wide Web.
CNN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. The White House says Syrian President Bashar al-Assad may be preparing to launch another chemical attack on its own people, saying it has potential evidence. White House spokesman Sean Spicer said in a statement, if the regime conducts another mass murder using chemical weapons, Assad and his military will pay a heavy price. Paul Walker is a chemical weapons expert.
Statements right after the April 4th Khan Shaykhun attack by the White House indicated that they would not put up with really any additional attacks. And we know that the Syrian government has made probably 100 or more attacks with chemical weapons over the last 5 years, since 2012.
Governor Roy Cooper says he will veto the state budget put on his desk by Republican lawmakers. Cooper did say he would sign a revised measure.
For my signature on a budget, they should eliminate the corporate tax cut, include the child care tax credits that were set out in my budget, and limit their income tax cut to those making less than $150,000 a year.
Now that the Supreme Court has cleared the way, the government is getting ready to carry out a travel ban on travelers from 6 mostly Muslim countries. Over to CBS's Vicki Barker.
No hate, no fear, and hopefully no repeat of the chaotic scenes at airports like New York's JFK, where protesters greeted that first abortive attempt to implement President Trump's travel ban. The Department of Homeland Security says it will implement the ban in a professional manner. The Supreme Court ruling blocks all refugees from those countries, as well as those who can't prove they have a credible connection with the U.S., at least until the justices revisit the case in October. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A man has died after someone fired into the car he was sitting in on the side of the road in Greensboro. Greensboro police say the shooting happened on Monday afternoon. You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's a look at what we have at ACCsports.com today. We turn our attention to recruiting. Who's NC State's running back of the future? And can the Wolfpack hold on to 4-star quarterback commit Devin Leary? To get all that insider information you need to know, head to ACCsports.com. Over at the ACC Analytics page, we take a look inside the playbooks at Duke and UNC to see how the Blue Devils and Tar Heels will utilize some of their perimeter options next season, including Grayson Allen, Kenny Williams, Joel Berry, and Cameron Johnson. To get all the stats and video breakdown you need, head to the ACC Analytics tab. Our 2017 ACC Football magazine is out. You can order your copy online or pick one up at Barnes & Noble. For the latest news on the Wolfpack, Tar Heels, Deacons, Blue Devils, and the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCsports.com. I'm Brian Geisinger.
Mexico presented a motion in a Texas court backing human rights groups who are fighting a bill that would allow police to question the legal status of migrants. CBS's Adrienne Bard reports from Mexico City.
Speaking to reporters at Mexico's foreign ministry, top diplomat Carlos Sada said the migrant community in Texas fears persecution if the anti-sanctuary law SB 4 takes effect. Among other things, the bill would allow campus police to interrogate students about their legal status. The Mexican government is backing human rights groups and providing added legal advice through consulates. Adrienne Bard, CBS News, Mexico City.
In his final act as the mayor of Greenville, Alan Thomas attended the 85th Annual United States Conference of Mayors meeting in Miami Beach. Thomas says a priority on the minds of many mayors is federal funding for infrastructure.
That's something that we want to hold the federal folks, hold them to their word. There's a lot of bridges and roads and infrastructure that are decades behind across this country.
Thomas, a 3-term mayor, will officially step down this week to become the executive director of the North Carolina Global Trans Park in Kinston. Combating terrorism and extremism online. CBS's Jim Shenefey reports.
Major social media companies form a coalition to remove terrorist content online. I'm Jim Shenefey. Some of the world's biggest social media companies are joining forces in an effort to remove terrorist content from their sites. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Microsoft are taking part in the Global Internet Forum to Counter Terrorism, a collaboration that will also involve smaller tech companies as well as governments and educators. Political pressure has been growing to do something about terrorist groups using social media. The European Union had been discussing legislation to that end. All 4 companies have initiatives to counter online hate speech. Jim Shenefey.
We are country at its best with a blend of yesterday's memories. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The White House says Syrian President Assad may be planning a chemical weapons attack, and the U.S. plans to stop it. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more.
It's a strong warning from the White House. Press Secretary Sean Spicer says the U.S. has found potential evidence Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was preparing to carry out a chemical weapons attack similar to the one in April that killed dozens of Syrians. The statement said, quote, if Mr. Assad conducts another mass murder attack using chemical weapons, he and his military will pay a heavy price. President Trump launched military strikes against the Assad regime after the April incident. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, the White House.
More wrangling for votes in the Senate now that the CBO score on the health care bill has been replaced. ABC's Megan Hughes with more from the Capitol.
22 million more uninsured Americans over a decade. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham concedes it's not a good number from the CBO.
If you're on the fence, I'm not so sure this report helps you much.
Responding in a statement, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell ignored the uninsured number, but said the report proved the bill would reduce the deficit and premium growth. The White House took a different approach, slamming the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office for a, quote, history of inaccuracy. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
There are no Democrats who support the bill. Many of them summed it up this way.
Today's CBO report makes it clearer than ever just how mean Trump care is and why.
As Senator Patty Murray from Washington State on Monday. Some states warning against the use of fireworks with the 4th of July approaching. That as hot, dry conditions spark wildfires in several western states. 4th of July gas prices down even further if you're planning a road trip.
We see gas prices continuing to fall perhaps for another week, but they should remain relatively low for much of the summer.
Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says prices are 15 cents a gallon cheaper from where they were just a few months ago. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Get off the debt treadmill and stop the harassment. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Call now at 866-844-7344 for free information. For about 10 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Get off the endless cycle without having to declare bankruptcy. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 866-844-7344. That's 866-844-7344.
President Trump making a joint statement with the Prime Minister of India. They hugged for the cameras on Monday, but they did not take any questions from reporters.
The President and India's Prime Minister Modi clearly enjoying each other's company, the Rose Garden, before praising each other's democracy.
Both American and the Indian constitutions begin with the same three very beautiful words, we the people.
President Trump saying the U.S. and India are committed to fair trade, fighting terrorism, and strengthening economic ties. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
By Friday, the Confederate monument that has dominated the St. Louis City Park for over a century will be gone. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Missouri, which sent soldiers and supplies to both the North and the South, has always had a conflict within itself over its Confederate history. So have many of its activists. Peggy Hubbard is African American but does not want to see the monument in Forest Park taken down.
If we start removing vestiges of our history, no history is going to be safe.
The monument depicting a Confederate soldier leaving his family to fight the North is being turned over to the Missouri Civil War Museum. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Artifacts connected to some of the nation's most notorious gangsters selling for more than $100,000 at auction over the weekend. Al Capone's diamond pocket watch went for $84,000. A musical PC rope while at Alcatraz went for $19,000. A handwritten goodbye letter written by Bonnie and Clyde sold for $16,000. This is ABC News.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
A new restaurant is now open in Spindale. Old Town Eatery, now in the old Spindale Restaurant building. Old Town Eatery is cooking up delicious plates just for you. They offer salads, sandwiches, burgers, seafood, steaks cooked to perfection, along with your favorite sides and vegetables. Open 11 until 9 every day. Call 828-286-2282. Remember that name, Old Town Eatery. That's Old Town Eatery on West Main Street in Spindale.
We'll see variably cloudy skies around the area today, as we may range from mostly cloudy at times to mostly sunny at others. We do have a slight chance of a sprinkle or brief shower as an upper-level disturbance moves through. Highs today will reach about 80 to 86. Then tonight will turn mainly clear behind that system. A little cool with light winds and lows in the mid-50s to around 60. Looks like high pressure dominates Wednesday. Mainly sunny, a little bit warmer, but not humid. Highs about 83 to 88. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
62 degrees, currently beautiful day outside. I've had several people brag on this morning, and you can too if you'll go outside and linger around a few minutes. 62 right now, climbing to about 79, and there is only a 20% chance of precipitation. That's probably going to be an isolated shower if it develops at all. Mostly clear tonight, looking toward the weekend. July 4th weekend coming up, partly cloudy on Friday and partly cloudy on Saturday with a 40% chance of scattered showers. That means scattered. Means you may not even get any. Highs around 84. Then on Sunday, partly cloudy with scattered showers, and July 4th looks pretty good itself. So it's going to be a pretty good weekend for you. Holiday. If you're going to be traveling, you'll trust and you'll drive carefully and obey all the speed limits and buckle up and keep the kids full with crackers and peanut butter, and they'll leave you alone. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock right now, and it is Tuesday morning. That means it is Andrew Tisdale time. Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor for Edward Jones, and he's here in the studio with me this morning. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to see you again.
I'm glad to be here. It is feeling really good out there this morning.
Makes us kind of want to wish we would stay outside and do this show.
You want to?
Let's do it.
I'll have to grab the microphone.
I want to say congratulations to you in your office. I understand you earned some well-deserved awards over the weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I appreciate that. We were at Summer Regionals, and it's really not us. It's our clients. Our clients has spoke their voice, and we are ranked one of the top 25 financial advisors in the nation for Edward Jones as client satisfaction.
That's great.
So it was a very big honor for me and Lisa to be recognized with that. And we also got a couple other awards based on some performance that we've had in the office and growth and service oriented awards just like that. But our biggest, you ever get your name called and you went, me? Yeah, that was one of those moments there, but it's because of our clients.
Speaks well of your office and what you're doing, how you're helping your clients get the answers they're looking for.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's our goal. That's our goal. We want them to leave educated, encouraged, and understanding. Yeah. And it sounds like we're on our path to get there.
Good. Well, give us a little bit of wisdom today.
Well, we're close to 4th of July, Independence Day, one that they can we all celebrate our independence and the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. And one thing America has allowed us all to do is we have all got the opportunity to declare financial independence. It's just up to us to be able to get there. And America is a place we all have that opportunity. I believe fully in that, and that's why I do what I do. I want to make it simple for everybody this morning. How do I do that? Just like Jim is right now, just sip. Sipping a coffee. S-I-P. Save, invest, and protect. SIP. Save, invest, protect. There's two ways you can save. One is the traditional way. Everybody should do this. Is put some in a savings account or a money market at the bank that's easily accessible, that protects you when you have major catastrophes like an air conditioner going out, a car breaking down, so that you don't have to go in debt to pay it off. The next way to save is actually paying off debt and staying out of debt. You say, well, Andrew, when I make my credit card payment, I'm just spending money. How is that saving? Because what you're doing is you're actually saving yourself by taking the interest that the credit card company is taking from you. If you can save by putting more toward your debt and getting that debt paid off, just think about the better cash flow that you'll have for your budget and the ability to save or invest more. And so now the credit card company's not getting all your money. Just think about how big their buildings are. Guess where they get that money from? They get it from us. And you get to keep it, and you get to control it. Investing. If you have a 401k or an IRA or any type of other way to invest, there is your long-term money. Being able to plan for retirement, being able to plan for major purchases 5, 6, 7 years down the road, and being able to know how much I need to put back and what goal should be for the rate of return, to be able to do that, and making a portfolio that will help you get to that goal. The next one is protection. You're working hard, you're saving, you're paying off your debt, you're investing, you're getting everything, doing everything you're supposed to do right now, and then all of a sudden you get sick or you get hurt and you have no income. That's why you need protection. Make sure that all these plans work together. SIP, Save, Invest, Protect, with insurance, whether it's long-term care, life insurance, or disability insurance, because you want to make sure that your plan stays intact while you recover. SIP, Save, and Plan, Protect. Save, Invest, and Protect.
That's a sensible solution to follow.
Thank you, sir. Just like sipping coffee.
Sipping coffee. Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor for Edward Jones, making sense of investing. That's what he's doing in this program, making sense of our money and how to invest it. 173 Railroad Avenue, there in the Food Lion Shopping Center. The phone number is 287-9197, 287-9197.
Come by the office and we'll sip some coffee.
Sip some coffee.
That's right.
Good. Andrew, thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
And I'll be back in just a moment.
It's a closing moving sale at Monograms and More. Get 10% off with free monogram. Get 20% off all baby clothing and accessories with free monogram. Super sale on John Wynn line featuring new and old inventory with up to 50% off. Store-wide sale going on now at Monograms and More while supplies last, and when it's gone, they're gone. Monograms and More, South Main Street in Rutherfordton. It's their closing moving sale. That's at Monograms and More.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the help of Laura Hodge at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton, you can get all your medicines synchronized. That promotes better compliance. No more trying to remember if you've taken this medicine or not. It takes the pressure off trying to remember what comes next. Ask about the RX Simplicity, or just tell them you want your medicine synchronized. Remember also, Medicine Box of Rutherfordton is the place to get Dr. Comfort therapeutic footwear. You will be able to feel the difference. The Medicine Box of Rutherfordton is the home of the 2 Old Goats lotion for joint pain that's working so well for many people in this area. Stop in and ask about it today at Medicine Box of Rutherfordton, right beside the Napa store, Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. And coming up this morning at 8:35, I have another guest coming into the Blue Room with me, Tracy Williams, the Executive Director of Youth Empowerment here in the county. We'll be in to talk about some things. I like what it says on the card, inspiring positive change, youth empowerment. We'll talk with Tracy about that in just a few moments, getting you informed. Right now, though, let's look at some other stories being reported by other news. I mentioned earlier this morning on the call-around report that I'd be talking about this later today, and now's the time. The Daily Courier is reporting that this new textile plant, Everest Textiles, temporarily shutting down. Temporarily shutting down is the operative word there. They're closed as of Thursday, June 22nd, but officials say they have no reason to believe it will not reopen soon. Safety issues and proper permitting regarding electrical and mechanical systems played a role in this shutdown. According to the Federal Occupational Health and Safety Administration, which is OSHA, Raleigh office, an official complaint was filed last week which led to an on-site inspection from OSHA. A formal investigation by OSHA is ongoing. So the shutdown was ordered by the town of Forest City. OSHA does not have the authority to close a business, but the OSHA investigation could last 2 to 3 months, according to OSHA spokesperson. John Condry, the city manager of Forest City, stated Monday, over the last few months, officials from our building and code enforcement office and fire department have met with Everest officials and stated the importance of providing certain engineered plans and meeting fire safety requirements. In addition, they also need licensed electrical, building, mechanical, and plumbing contractors and to secure the required permits. Everest was ordered to stop work pending the town receiving those items. Based on a meeting, the town manager, the town mayor, the manager, and county economic development director and other town staff had Everest Textile on Friday, June 23rd. We believe we have made substantial progress in working toward meeting the necessary code requirements, Condry said. Condry said he is hopeful Everest Textiles will reopen for work soon. We're pleased that Everest Textiles, located in Forest City, they have an excellent reputation for producing advanced textile products, Condry said. Tom Johnson, who is the Rutherford County Economic Development Director, also expressed hope for the plant to reopen. He said, we are hopeful the issues can be resolved quickly so that work can continue. Everest was the largest single job announcement in North Carolina last year, and we're very pleased they have selected Rutherford County. So we look forward to the project moving forward, Johnson said. Everest is headquartered in Tainan City, Taiwan. Founded in 1988, the publicly held company is a vertical integrated developer and supplier of products to leading brands in sports, casual, and other apparel. Its buyers include Nike, Columbia, and Patagonia. Everest has factories in Taiwan, China, and Thailand. The Rutherford County plant is in its first outside of Asia, and they're located there on West Main Street. The facility, most recently the home of carpentry design, and previously was occupied by the Sara Lee folks. Company officials had originally hoped to be operating in full production by August with approximately 500 employees, and of course that now has been put on hold. Probably could be just a culture difference in understanding the culture of the two nations. But hopefully they'll get all that squared away and worked on. Meanwhile, the Spindale commissioners approved $1 million water treatment project alteration, so they're working on that. Congratulations to the Rutherfordton 11-12 team. They win the district. Rutherford 11-12-year-old softball team beat Forest City, chasing 2 games to win the District 1 title and advance to the state tournament, which begins July 14th at Northwest Forsyth. Players for Rutherfordton include Cadence Hopper, Molly Summers, Emily Huddleston, Allie Parton, Grace Rogers, Riley Johnson, Logan Harris, Bryce Johnson, Madison Lee, and Haley Coffey. So congratulations to those ladies. 17 minutes now past 8 o'clock here on this terrific Tuesday morning broadcast. Danny Bailey of Ellenboro won the cake this morning from Granny B's, and we're being kind to Alma Tony of 6 Point, her 90th birthday. We celebrate with Alma Tony this morning. We have that sheriff's report coming up in just a moment with Sheriff Chris Francis. Meanwhile, though, I want to tell you about how important it is to keep the carpet clean in your house, particularly if you have babies. You never know what's inside that carpet, particularly if you have pets. You track in a lot of things from outside. Those carpets need to be cleaned. And I suggest you call Quality Clean Carpet Care. Quality Clean Carpet Care. Colors brightened, pet stains and odors removed. 3M Scotch Guard available. Call them at 453-8886. 453-8886. They got some specials going right now on 3 rooms or 5 rooms. Also sofa, love seat, and chair special underway. Sectional sofas, they've got a special on that, $64.99. And all cleaning supplies are biodegradable and harmless to children and pets. You can't clean what needs to be cleaned with one of these rent-a-buggies. It needs to be done professionally. And they guarantee as good or better a job as the nationally named cleaning companies. It dries in about 2 hours. You'll be back underway in about 2 hours. No hidden charges. And I'd love for you to call them and let them come out and show you what they can do for you. 453-8886. That's Quality Clean Carpet Care. Now, Sheriff Chris Francis on the radio for us again.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 177 calls for service. There have been 14 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 205. Among those arrested, Justin Eugene Manis, 22-year-old white male, Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secured bond. Justin Dylan Shane Fowler, 21-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with communicating threats and we'll get a bond from a district court judge. Joseph Clayton Jones, 33-year-old white male of Shelby, was charged with driving while license revoked, possession of stolen vehicle, careless and reckless driving exceeding the posted speed limit, and received a $10,500 secure bond. The stolen vehicle was reported stolen from Asheville, North Carolina. Julie Marie Yunt, 29-year-old white female of Ruston, was charged with possession of Schedule II and drug paraphernalia and received a $1,500 bond. Adrian Lee Moresi, 29-year-old white female, was charged with burglary and larceny and received a $20,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had a break-in and larceny, US 64, where a Dell computer valued at $400 was taken, a shop vac valued at $100, a Hitachi leaf blower valued at $200, and a Sony cyber shop valued at $500 was taken in that incident. We also had a felony larceny on US 64 in a separate incident where a red trailer with four wheels valued at $1,200 was taken. We had a misdemeanor larceny on Andy Drive in Forest City where mail was taken, and we believe a PNC debit card was taken in that incident. We had an obtaining profit by false pretense financial card fraud off Dolmans Road in Ellenboro, where someone was using the victim's PayPal account in the amount of $486 without authorization. We had a misdemeanor larceny on East Park Road in Ellenboro, where a red home light weed eater valued at $169 was taken. We had an illegal dumping off Cox Road where someone dumped building materials onto the property at that location. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
24 hours, 7 days a week, you can pick up your favorite programs on AM 59 and on Northland Cable Channel 5.
You know, the 4th of July is the day for family, fun, and music. And WCAB is going to rock your 4th. Starting at 8 a.m. after the morning call-around report, stay with WCAB as we bring you the music that made America great. From Smokey and the Miracles to Foreigner, Patsy Cline to Carly Simon, Garth Brooks to Rod Stewart, and a whole lot in between. And as you're enjoying the fireworks, make sure you take us with you because we're going to rock this 4th all the way to midnight. So join WCAB for a rockin' 4th of July starting at 8 a.m. right here on AM 59 WCAB.
Thanks, Lou. Looking forward to that on July 4th. 22 now past 8 o'clock. Tracy Williams, my guest, at about 8:35 this morning here in the Blue Room. These are a couple of stories from the Weird News file. Weird things people do. A 20-pound live lobster was found in a luggage at an airport. The Transportation Security Administration says a roughly 20-pound live lobster was spotted in a person's luggage at Boston's Logan International Airport. TSA spokesman Michael McCarthy said Monday that the lobster found Sunday in the passengers' checked luggage at the airport terminal is the largest he had ever seen. McCarthy says the TSA does not prohibit transporting lobsters. TSA website says a live lobster is allowed through security but must be transported in a clear plastic spill-proof container. McCarthy says the lobster was in a cooler and cooperated quite nicely with the screening process. He shared a picture of a TSA agent holding up the lobster, big old son of a gun. And over in Greenville, North Carolina, Greenville police are looking for burglars they say broke into a number of Greenville and Winterville restaurants early Tuesday morning. Break-ins happened between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. and included the Pizza Hut on Old Tar Road, Sam Jones Barbecue, and Firetown Road, Warren's Hot Dogs, and Anita's Mexican Restaurant, all those in the same morning. In each case, two males entered the restaurants by breaking a window. No money was taken in either case. Officers said smaller items like potato chips and beverages were stolen. They must have been some kind of hungry, but not broke, apparently. So they're still looking for those guys. They broke in all of those places, four or five of them, broke in all those places. All they stole was potato chips and things like that. Meanwhile, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, while a television news crew was gathering footage for a story about crime in the Albuquerque downtown area, a thief drove off with their station's SUV. Yeah, TV station was covering it, and the thief jumped in their camera wagon and drove away. Albuquerque Journal reported the story Friday about the KOB TV truck. Thieves had fled the scene, and the SUV was locked with the keys missing. So that leads to the story of never being the lead story in your own newscast, and always remember to turn off the ignition and lock your door. Sports Update is next, and then Tracy Williams in the Blue Room.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Teary, heartfelt emotion from Russell Westbrook. That last night while accepting the NBA's MVP honors at the inaugural NBA Awards show.
To my little brother, my road dog. You mean so much to me, man. You my role model. A lot of you guys may not know, but my brother just got his master's 2 weeks ago. I'm so proud of him.
Other notables from last night, Draymond Green was named Defensive Player of the Year, and Houston's Mike D'Antoni was voted Coach of the Year. While it was the first time the league held the awards show, which was broadcast on TNT, it'll be hard for any moment to come that will top Bill Russell's appearance last night. The Celtics legend received the Lifetime Achievement Award. It was presented by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, and David Robinson. After the 83-year-old received the trophy, he slowly pointed his finger at each of them and whispered, just loud enough for the mic to pick up what he said.
I would kick your ass.
And no doubt he could do it. The list of the NFL's top 100 players of the year, voted on by the players as they head into this season, was unveiled yesterday on the NFL Network, and the ageless Tom Brady, who's actually turning 40 this year, was voted the top player, that while missing the first 4 games of last season on a suspension tied to Deflategate, then capping the campaign with the greatest Super Bowl comeback in NFL history. Antonio Brown, Aaron Rodgers, the Raiders' Khalil Mack, and quarterback Matt Ryan rounded out the top 5. 5 Panthers made the list of the top 100. Luke Kuechly was number 20, tight end Greg Olsen 48, Cam Newton came in at 67, Kawan Short 78, and Thomas Davis was the 88th player. Cam Newton is throwing again, by the way. The Panthers released on Twitter a video showing the first couple passes that Cam was throwing, a little produced video of him in the locker room with some trainers. Newton's on schedule to participate in the team's training camp in July. This is NCN Sports.
Attempted suicide, substance abuse, depression. Almost everyone knows someone who has struggled with a mental health issue. When the struggle spirals into crisis, where do you turn? Every 2.5 minutes, an adult or child in a mental health crisis comes to a hospital emergency department. But that's not always the kind of care they need. That's why North Carolina's hospitals and health systems are working with lawmakers to promote the right care at the right place for any kind of crisis. Find out more at healthiertomorrownc.com.
At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, people ask us, what's the secret to your supremely good Southern fried chicken? It's no secret, it's Juicy Bird. What a great word, Juicy Bird. You know, sometimes I say it and it sounds absurd, Juicy Bird. Now, here it is, slurred, Juicy Bird. Say it without smiling, try it, and then taste it. And your mouth is going to smile too. Juicy Bird. Juicy Bird.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Brady Singer struck out a career-high 12 over 7 innings, and Jonathan India doubled in 2 runs as Florida State beat LSU 4-3 in Game 1 of the College World Series Finals yesterday. The Gators need a win today or tomorrow to earn their first national championship. NC State announced the addition of graduate transfer Sam Hunt to the basketball roster. Kevin Keats made the announcement yesterday that Hunt signed his paperwork and will join the team this summer. Hunt graduated from North Carolina A&T last month, and this will be his final season to play on the university level. The Carolina Hurricanes have agreed to terms with forward Derek Ryan, a 1-year deal worth $1.425 million. The 30-year-old had a career best 11 goals and 18 assists for Carolina last season. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We've definitely been in contention to win a few of them.
But it was at Sonoma, Harvick finally broke through.
Well, I think winning makes everything better.
Plus,
after he said that, I don't think he was going to win anyway.
My oldest brother used to collect the model cars as a kid, and I was never allowed to, even touch them.
Mark Caro and PRN's Garage Pass.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. That's 800-605-1682.
Car's got the nose and both sides and both front fenders beat off of it and looks just how it should after a Sonoma race, so it was a fun day.
And one where the California kid Kevin Harvick finally grabbed a checkered flag at his home track. Not to mention, after a number of close calls, the Toyota SafeMart 350 was also his first Monster Energy Cup Series victory this season.
We've definitely been in contention to win a few of them. Just didn't all work out, but we've been through good stretches and bad stretches, and I think that's the great part about our team. We know we're capable of winning races at any type of racetrack and confident in each other and what we do.
Before blowing up, Martin Truex Jr. appeared to have the car to beat and had a few choice words for Harvick about two-thirds of the way through the race. Crew chief Rodney Childers was asked afterwards if he was worried his man could beat Truex.
Well, you talking about before or after? He said, tell Harvick to kiss my ass. After he said that, I don't think he was going to win anyway.
Even though he hasn't won since the fall of 2012, Clint Boyer found a way to smile after finishing second for the second time this year.
We need to win in a big way, and after everything that happened, I mean, to get second place is, I guess, really good, as a matter of fact.
Meanwhile, injured driver Eric Almirola was out in Sonoma and said he'll be back in 3 to 5 weeks. Carl Edwards was also on hand, denying rumors he was going to cup race again and letting us in on what he's been doing.
We got to go do a little bit of sailing, which was really fun. I've always wanted to do some of that. And then Cessna is still partnered with me, and they're helping fly some people around. I've done some neat flights that have benefited some folks, and so that's been cool.
There's no one in the world quite like you. That's why your search for a car is more than just, well, the search for a car. It's about finding the perfect car for you. The right car to carry you on the journey to your dreams. At Auto Trader, you can compare new and used cars and save your searches along the way. Auto Trader will send you cars that match what you're looking for, and they'll even let you know when the price drops on a car you've saved. Auto Trader, the only car search engine driven by you.
Actress-comedian Cristela Alonso, the voice of Cruz Ramirez in the new Cars 3 movie, was out in Sonoma and having a lot of fun.
My oldest brother used to collect the model cars as a kid, and I was never allowed to even touch them. Now I just want to touch every real car and send him the pictures and say, how do you feel now, buddy? This is amazing.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you by Autotrader.com.
Compassion, commitment, and professionalism. These are the qualities family members need at a time of sorrow. That's why families in Rutherford County turn to Harrelson Funeral Home. The professional staff at Harrelson Funeral Home in Forest City understands your sadness, your loneliness, and your need for guidance. You'll know when you turn to Harrelson Funeral Home that your deepest concerns will be felt. You need someone to listen and guide you through the process of planning a funeral. That's why you need Harrelson Funeral Home. To make it easier on you at that difficult time, plan early for services you'll want for your loved ones. Call Harrelson Funeral Home today. That phone number is 657-6383. See why Harrelson Funeral Home is the choice for you. 1251 Highway 221A, Forest City.
We'll see variably cloudy skies around the area today, as we may range from mostly cloudy at times to mostly sunny at others. We do have a slight chance of a sprinkle or brief shower as an upper-level disturbance moves through. Highs today will reach about 80 to 86. Then tonight will turn mainly clear behind that system. A little cool with light winds and lows in the mid-50s to around 60. Looks like high pressure dominates Wednesday. Mainly sunny, a little bit warmer, but not humid. Highs about 83 to 88. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Those light sprinkles he's talking about, 20% only today. Right now the sun is shining beautifully out here in Radio Land. 65 degrees right now, warming up to about 80, almost 80, 79 to 80. Looking toward the weekend shaping up to be pretty good. We may have those threats of late afternoon scattered showers in the forecast. Nothing major, no heavy downpours, no heavy rainfall. Just some scattered showers on Saturday, again on Sunday, and possibly Monday and Tuesday. But I think it's going to be fair enough to do your outdoor activities on July 4th and enjoy it. Just be careful. Coming up tonight, we have an Owls game back on the radio again this evening. They played last night. They beat Florence 8-4, and they'll be playing again tonight. We have several games this week on the radio with the Forest City Owls. We're being kind today to Alma Tony of 6 Points. She's 90 today. We'll celebrate her birthday. And Danny Bailey over in Ellenboro won the cake from Granny B's. I'm happy this morning to have in the studio with me Tracy Williams. She's the Executive Director of Youth Empowerment Incorporated here in Rutherford County, so we're happy to have welcome Tracy to the Blue Room. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
For the benefit of the folks who may be new to the area, maybe we need to be reminded again, would you share with our audience a little bit about what Youth Empowerment is?
Youth Empowerment is a nonprofit organization started in 1999 by a group of community members who got together and saw a need for some kind of youth organization in Rutherford County. Those folks, Tanners Grove United Methodist, there was South Mountain Christian Camp, somebody from DSS. So there was a large group of people that saw kids that were in some of the group homes and needed some type of service and wrote a grant to Duke Endowment, and that was in 1999. That's how we got started. In 2000, we become a nonprofit, so we've been in the county for about 18 years providing services for kids. We started off with summer camps and some Christian-based services through Tanners Grove United Methodist. Moved into a nonprofit and started doing advocacy, summer camps, therapy sessions for kids. So we did a variety of services.
So you've helped a lot of youngsters over the years.
Oh yes, we've helped a lot of kids over the years. I still see kids that are in their 30s now, so that are coming back and saying hey, and they're raising their own kids now. So it's been a long journey for us.
Have you been with Youth Empowerment since the beginning?
I started at Youth Empowerment in 2000. And worked from 2000 to 2004 and left for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Worked with Occidental Planning and Development Commission. So we were creating juvenile justice programs. At that time, we started a lot of the alternative schools, like The Rock. Mm-hmm. I think we did 8 counties with alternative schools. And then managed to come back to Youth Empowerment. So I've been there since 2006 as the Executive Director.
Mm. And what's your background? Were you a teacher?
No. I went to school for business management, actually. Went to Wingate University. Thought I'd avoid that. My grandmother always told me as a kid that my path was working with kids. And that she saw me surrounded by kids in the future. But I tried to avoid that. I went to college and went for business management, but still managed to circle back around and start working in group homes. Yeah. And eventually back here at Youth Empowerment.
Well, you're obviously meant for that job because you're doing a great job
yes.
as Executive Director of Youth Empowerment. Now, you've had several locations. You've had to move from place to place, and you have now a permanent home, you think?
Yeah, I think most people remember us as the blue building beside Bojangles. I think that's in 2010 we started that after school program. It was an open door program, so any child in Rutherford County could come. We try to model it off of a Boys and Girls Club for kids because we don't have a Boys and Girls Club YMCA in Rutherford County, so we tried to model that for Rutherford County. So we created our own type of program and had great success. We had 300 kids on our roster. We were serving about 75 kids a day, and then the economy hit in 2012. So we lost a lot of funding. We shrunk. We started running a program out of a Jesus Way Christian Ministries. They had a daycare building, and we were serving about 15 court-involved kids. So we went from drastic 75 kids a day to 15. And then we had to move from that location, had no idea where we were going. Thought at one point we were going to have to shut the doors. And then I had people praying. I had a lot of people, a lot of faith believers that were praying, trying to find some place for us to go. And I think my mother was probably my biggest supporter. She was up one night, midnight, reading her Bible, decided to post on Facebook about the struggles of youth empowerment, and we had a nice lady that saw that post that was up to it midnight and saw that post and wanted to know what kind of facility we needed, and she just went out there and advocated for us, and things just fell into place. and we ended up getting the old Godfrey England building from RHI Legacy Foundation. So, and now we're set to go again. So we have a lot of visions and a lot of dreams and a lot of hopes for the kids of Rutherford County out of that building.
Many folks know where that office is, Dr. England's office,
Yes.
Dr. Godfrey's office there behind what used to be Medical Arts Pharmacy.
Mhm.
Is that going to work out pretty good for you in terms of space limitations? Or?
We're hoping so. Right now we're knocking down walls. So if anybody's ever been in that building, you know it was a lot of small cubicle rooms. So we've been knocking down walls. We're trying to put in a commercial kitchen. One of the programs that we run is the No Kid Hungry, which feeds kids during the summertime a free meal. We're struggling this year because we're not going to be able to feed kids, and we know that there's a lot of kids out there that's going to go hungry this year. The Kennedy Foundation was in the schools last year providing meals. They left. We were providing meals, and we're not doing it this summer because we're renovating their kitchen and moving. And South Mountain Christian Camp, I think, is the only program that's providing free meals, and that's for their campers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of kids in Rutherford County this summer is going to go without.
And what are some of the needs? Now, you must be facing needs as you move into another building and prepare a kitchen or prepare those meals for young people. What are your needs?
Right now, we need a commercial hood. I think that's what's holding us back right now from really getting to the commercial standard. And I've had it priced, and it's about $7,000 for the hood and about that same amount to get the install. Mm-hmm. So we know that cost is coming up. And then the way the facility's set up, there's no play space. So we're hoping to get somebody to come out and asphalt or concrete a place to the side where we can put a basketball court and some play equipment for the kids. And then we need a new roof. That building's pretty old, and the roof, there's a couple of spots we've already recognized has holes in it, so we'll need a new roof. So those are the three major categories that we're looking at right now.
There must be somebody in our listening audience that can do the roofing part, or at least move you in that direction.
Yes.
Get a hood for the range, and what was the other playground?
Playground for the kids, yes.
Now, what age people do you serve?
Right now, we're serving ages 10 to 17 in our after-school program, and then during the summertime, of course, it's any school-age child. But our regular program works with kids with risk factors. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for kids that are not been successful in school, kids that have bullying type behavior, even kids that have been bullied. We're looking for kids that have traumatic events in their life that's hindering them from their potential. So that's one of the things I've been researching is traumatic events for kids' lives. And if you start looking at a lot of our kids that come through the court system and you start going into their background, you'll find that there's some traumatic event that they had to face that for some reason have made them angry. They changed them from their personalities. So sexual abuse, physical abuse. We see a lot of that from our kids that come through the court system. So people look at them as bad kids, but when you start getting into their history, you realize that there's something that happened to them growing up that they haven't been able to overcome.
I didn't know the young people, but when you made a presentation to the county commissioners meeting a couple of months ago, and you had about 2 or 3 of those people that had come through there, I was very much impressed with them.
Yes.
How professional they sounded, and they were very articulate.
Yes.
Without mentioning any names, can you tell a little bit about the history of those?
Well, those kids come through, 2 of those kids come through the program when we were at the Blue Building. And those kids simply, we had open doors so they could simply come in. And then one of those kids that spoke talked about his parents getting divorced and how he got depressed and, just wanted to stay in his bedroom, didn't want to come out. And his mom put him in our summer program that year. And he started coming to the program and just began to flourish. So back then, we were making field trips with our kids. We were taking them to places that they wouldn't normally be able to go. We took a group of 20 kids to Washington, D.C. for a week. So those are things that, they went to Capitol Hill, they went through the museums. Those are things they would never have been able to do without having access to youth empowerment. We did boxing classes, dance classes, music classes, arts classes. So kids had a variety of activities that were free and no cost to it that they could participate in. We had another young man that spoke at that county commissioner's office who shy, coming in the door, and got to hanging out with all these kids, got participating in activities, and just began to flourish. And we're talking to these kids back then, they were 10, 11, 12 years old. And now they're graduating from high school and going on to college, and talk about those years at Youth Empowerments and the friendships they made, and adults, caring adults that they got to engage with.
No wonder you're so passionate about this. You've seen such many successes
Yes.
of people just by that involvement with other young people, and involvement with a structured program that gives them some direction and something to reach out for.
Yeah, but I've seen some failures too. So, we've had kids to come through our program who, for some reason, dropped out of the program, or parents pulled them out of the program. That one kid that ended up in jail for some unfortunate reasons. So we've seen our successes, but we've seen some of those kids that have fell through the cracks and just didn't make it and unsuccessful. So that's what breaks my heart. And we've got one young man right now that come to the program that's living on the streets. And behavior-wise, parents just got tired of putting up with him. So, and just put him out on the streets. So we see him every once in a while, and that breaks my heart too, to see those kids that have nobody that cares about them, that are now adults, that are living on the streets and involved in drugs.
Yeah, get tied up in things against the law, and without some kind of structure. And how does a young person get involved? Are they recommended by someone else, or can they just on their own come?
Right now, they have to be recommended, but it's pretty. If they have risk factors, things that are keeping them from being successful, they can be referred by the principal at school, a teacher at school, guidance counselor. They can be referred by DSS on mental health if they have counselors that they're working with. Any of the social service agencies or the school system can refer a kid into the program.
What is your basic funding?
Right now we get funding from the Department of Juvenile Justice for kids that are court involved. That funding can also be used in some instances for prevention. So if those kids are looking like their behavior is going to take them through the court system, we can stop it before it gets to that point. We have some funding for that. We have some local funding. Community Foundation of West North Carolina, the Rutherford chapter, has provided us with some funding, and then we're still looking. So we've got a grant going out to RHI Legacy Foundation. We've got Bank of the Ozarks that have donated, Wells Fargo that have donated. So we get some local funding, and then we get some major donations.
United Way, you part of United Way?
We are not a part of United Way.
So right now you need a
hood for a kitchen.
And
we need a playground area for the kids. So we need somebody to come out there and concrete it or asphalt it for us. And then we're looking for a new roof for the building. So
if somebody wanted to make a financial donation to those causes, maybe they're like me, they're not skilled in those kind of things.
We can always use painters too. So
you're doing some painting right now?
Yes, we're doing painting right now.
So volunteers are needed?
Yes.
Somebody want to make a financial donation, can they do that?
Yes, they can. It can be made to Youth Empowerment at P.O. Box 252, Spindale, North Carolina, 28160.
Jump in and help all you can. We got youth at stake, youth's lives at stake in this, and there's been many lives changed because of this. Some, as always, fall through the cracks, and all the best efforts in the world will not get some of them. But
yes.
Tracy Williams, the executive director, has been doing this a long time, and she understands, has a passion for it, along with her other volunteers. And they do this alone. Do you have other staff members that help you?
Yes, I have Sean McAfee, LaShawn Aiken, my mother, who's the cook, and all the kids call her Granny. That's Evelyn Williams. We have a long-time volunteer that's been with us for a while, and Mary Lynch. She's a cancer survivor, and she comes in and donates her time religiously. And then we have Miss LaShawn's husband, Ronnie Aiken. So those are our key people. But then during the summertime when we're feeding, I have a variety of volunteers that come in and help us.
So right now you cannot feed because you don't have those facilities, and then you have to be approved, I guess, by the health department or the city, or
yeah, we have to be approved by the health department. Last year we operated without a commercial kitchen with just 2 household stoves and managed to feed 75 kids a day. So if we could at least get to that point and get some funding for the food, we may be able to actually serve some kids a lot quicker. if we could, but the biggest thing that we're working on is being able to get the commercial, because then we can send meals out. So kids don't have to come to us. We can send meals out to locations where kids can eat. But as long as we just have the household equipment, we can feed those kids coming through the door, but we can't do outreach.
Yeah. Kind of like saving one person along the way is what
Yes.
worth it. That office phone number is
288-1021. Yes.
And post office box 258, Spindale 28160. Tracy Williams, thanks for what you're doing, and thanks for your time this morning.
You're welcome.
And I'll be back in just a moment. The Arledge Law Firm and attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, and Martin Sherrard offer years of experience and expertise to provide a wide range of legal services, from real estate closings, Medicaid planning, asset protection, and probate, to litigation of any description. Call 287-3338 for a consultation, or visit them at 120 East Court Street in Rutherfordton. Gerald, Kent, Martin, and their staff stand ready to go to work for you.
The breast cancer program at Rutherford Regional Health System is designed to provide each patient with comprehensive and compassionate care. Beyond having state-of-the-art technology for early detection and the most current treatments available for breast cancer, each patient is viewed as an individual. As the treatment for breast cancer becomes increasingly complex, it is important to know that Rutherford Regional is here to provide you with knowledgeable and caring medical professionals who will be with you every step of the way. For more information about the breast care program at Rutherford Regional, log on to www.myrutherfordregional.com/breastcare.
Hi, this is Rhonda with Smith's Drugs of Forest City. I have recently moved over to Home Medical Supply after 8 years of service in the Fountain. I now can help you with your diabetic shoe needs, mastectomy products, and all other home medical supplies. Please call or come by and see me at 139 East Main Street in Forest City, or call area code 828-245-4591. Thank you.
Hey, you remember when Myrtle Beach used to be a really nice family gathering? You could go with your family and you walk up and down the road and walk across the beach and not worry about it. Well, it's getting to be pretty ugly right now. You heard the other day with the shooting and the murder. Now we have another story out of Myrtle Beach. On Sunday, officers with the Myrtle Beach Police Department and the Horry County Sheriff's Office pulled a car over on Ocean Boulevard for excessively loud music, and charged these three young people with several different charges. According to the report, an officer on the street yelled for the driver to turn the music down, but when the driver, who likely couldn't hear the warning, didn't oblige, law enforcement officers got in a patrol car and conducted a traffic stop. While a Myrtle Beach police officer was writing the citation for the noise violation, a deputy watched one of the people in the car reach for something between his legs. The deputies instructed the passenger, who was in the back of the car, to exit the car. And while the person was getting out, officials noticed a black handgun and an orange and white bill bottle in a pocket on the back of the front passenger seat. The report states all three people in the vehicle were detained while law enforcement searched the car. Officers retrieved the handgun, which was not in a locked container or console, and also located a white powdery substance inside the pill bottle that tested positive for cocaine. The suspect, who claimed possession of the gun, was not old enough to have a concealed weapons permit. So Dylan Scott Painter, 18, of Merle's Inlet, was charged with unlawful carry of a handgun, possession with intent to distribute cocaine, and a noise ordinance violation. When officers ran the name and birthday of one of the other teens in the car, they discovered he had an active warrant out of Georgetown. Brady Philip Lachey, 18, was placed under arrest, and officers continued to search the car. They also located an open bottle of Crown Royal in the black backpack, and Michael Bryce Peed, 19, was arrested in those cases. So you have to caution and watch out when you travel down Myrtle Beach anymore. It's not as nice as it used to be, it sounds like, but there's still some good areas that you don't see all that traffic. I guess the high trafficked areas is where you run into problems. If you're in one of these Ocean Lakes or Pirates Land or some of the hotel condos and those kind of areas, you're probably pretty safe. But it's the traffic flow. People get in the traffic and a lot of congestion like that. They like to make a lot of noise. But just be safe if you're traveling this week. Want you back safe and sound. Meanwhile, have a terrific Tuesday. We'll be back together bright and early tomorrow morning in the Blue Room, live and in living color on WCAB. So long, everybody.
WCN News. I'm Mike Riley. The White House is issuing a stern warning to Syria, urging its president, Bashar al-Assad, to not launch another chemical attack. CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
In an extraordinary late-night statement, the White House said the U.S. has identified potential preparations for another chemical attack in Syria. The Trump administration warns Assad and his military will pay a heavy price.